This three-part series is dedicated to providing information regarding little-known areas and facts about the interior of the Iowa State Capitol. Unlike the standard Capitol tours, this production goes beyond the ropes to welcome everyone to journey further into the People's Building. The Capitol building was started in 1871. The first foundation was waterlogged. The stone was filled with moisture, and during the winter it froze and crumbled. And we had to relay a second foundation in 1873. In the subbasement of the Capitol, you can easily see the foundation stones. They're limestone, and most of this limestone came from the Johnson County quarry, the same quarry that we used to build our old Capitol in Iowa City. As you look at these stones, keep in mind that they would have been done by hand. People hired to carve these stones with templates every day that they were building the Capitol. In the subbasement of the Capitol building, there is a cement floor. It has always been a concrete or cement floor. And there are load-bearing walls, just like your own basement. We also have a cistern in the subbasement of the Capitol. The cistern would have been a part of the original building, and it was used for watering horses and mules and mixing mortar. In the subbasement, if you look above, you will see the brick arch. And the brick arch, of course, sits on top of that limestone foundation, and that is the structure for the Capitol. And as you look down the corridors in the subbasement, you will find miles and miles of pipes and wires and conduit.
We're in the basement of the Capitol building. And here in the basement, it's not only the foundation for the bricks and mortar of the building, but it's also kind of the foundation for all the other elements of the building to keep it running and keep the occupants working in the building. We have all the steam coming into the building for heating. We have the chilled water coming into the building here on the ground floor for the cooling systems in the building. We have the high voltage coming into transformers, which then brings it down to the outlets throughout the building where people can plug in their computers, things like that to use. We also have the voice and data wires coming into the building through the basement here, then spread out to various communication rooms throughout the building. We have 2 in the basement here, 3 in the attic, and 3 others also throughout the building.
As you look to either end in the subbasement, remember that you're looking through a building that's more than a football field long. In the subbasement of the Capitol, you'll find many things that are stored. One of the more interesting pieces happens to be a safe that dates back to the time when the Dairy Commission had their offices in the Iowa State Capitol. We also have a large iron tank in the subbasement of the Capitol. This is part of the original elevator system that we had in the building. When the Capitol was built, we did not have electricity. The elevators were run by water pressure. We have an area underneath the east steps of the Capitol that we refer to as the firing range. The firing range walls are littered with bullet holes. After electricity was installed in the Capitol, we also installed mechanisms to push the air through the building. This is one of those early mechanisms, and you can see that it would have been belt-driven. In the engineer's office of the Capitol, there's a variety of things to look at. Many interesting things that are found throughout the Capitol building. There is only one spiral staircase that leads you to the subbasement of the Capitol. In this spiral staircase, you can see the exposed brick walls. And what you'll also notice in this spiral staircase is that it at one point in time continued on to the first floor. There is now an iron staircase in the place where the spiral staircase used to take janitors to the first floor of the Capitol. The iron staircase was installed in about 1917, and we're looking at it from underneath. The subbasement is one of the most interesting parts of the Capitol. It's very interesting to see all of the things that actually support the beautiful parts of the Capitol building, all the mechanicals, and of course, most importantly, the foundation.